Good morning, world. I hope your day is starting off in the most fantastic way possible. Today, I am starting by doing another bit of bravery. This is number 21, I think. Lost my little paper that says what it is. I think it's day number 21 or the 21st bit of bravery that I am sharing with you for a total of 30. So I'm getting there. So today what I wanted to talk about is something that I posted on my Facebook page yesterday. July 1st, I am participating in what's called Camp NaNoWriMo, and I will put a link for that in the comments. If you're interested in writing a book, if you've started writing a book, if you are working on a screenplay or any type of creative or fiction or nonfiction writing, Camp NaNoWriMo and the NaNoWriMo organizers. NaNoWriMo stands for National Novel Writing Month, which is November, and the focus is on writing a novel. Camp NaNoWriMo is a little different. Camp NaNoWriMo, sorry, I just realized I hadn't checked my microphone to make sure it was still on or that I had turned it on. So Camp NaNoWriMo is different. Camp NaNoWriMo is when you can set a smaller word count. You can base your goal for the month on different factors instead of just number of words that you're writing. It can be number of pages. It can be a rewrite. A lot of different aspects of writing can be covered during camp. So my goal for Camp NaNoWriMo is to write 15 to 20 Sarah Monroe stories for a total of at least 30,000 words. Now, the question is, who is Sarah Monroe? Well, Sarah Monroe is this delightful woman that I have created, and it's more inspired writing than anything else. As woo-woo as that sounds, I know. I have to stop doing these little air quotes bunny things. I've been doing them a lot lately. I have to pass that off to someone else. So Sarah Monroe is a character I created as part of a writing group that's led by Annie Matthias. And I will put a link to that writing group in here in the comments as well. It's open to anyone who wants to write, and it's a free group. The support, the encouragement is amazing. Whether you're writing fiction, nonfiction, poetry, poetic prose, if you have this feeling to write, Annie Matthias can support you. She is also the instructor and the mentor in the writing programs that I've been taking, which have just vastly blown my mind in what I'm capable of producing. Things that I never would have attempted before. She says, you know what? Give it a shot. There are no rules. You can change it, make it work however it works for you. And I am running with those challenges and just allowing myself to just put my work out there. And her classes are super small. There are 10 of us. We've gone through 3 classes together, and it's been an amazing writing, growing, learning, living, loving experiment. Or experience, not experiment, although it was somewhat of an experiment when I joined the first class. Back to Sarah Monroe. So Sarah Monroe is this woman who basically is me. She is imperfect. She loves life. She loves to walk. She loves to make people happy and smile. But she also has her flaws, her doubts. She has her different way of looking at things at times. But there is something magical about her. In the first story that I wrote, it was based on a writing prompt that Annie provided us, and it was just a magic mirror situation. You walk into this old antique shop, you see a mirror, and it's magical. And then what happens? Well, it took me about 1,000 words to reach the point where Sarah was finding this mirror. And then the magical journey continued. And I loved it. And I was able to read this story to the writing group. And that was amazing. I was nervous, even though I do public speaking and I do my podcast and I've been doing these videos. Reading something that I had written was different. It was disconcerting. I was uncomfortable, but I felt safe in this group of women writers. And so I did it. The feedback that I got was so heartwarming, so encouraging. And now a common theme I'll hear is, when are you going to release another Sarah story? When are you writing another Sarah story? And because of their support and encouragement, and I have written several Sarah stories within the confines of these writing classes, I've decided that I am going to put them all in a collection because Sarah just has a lot of stories to share. The second part of this whole Sarah Monroe thing is that I wasn't sure that I would have enough ideas for stories. And so I found a website that has 365 creative writing prompts. And they are things like, here are some of the first ones. Outside the window, what's the weather outside your window right now? If it's not inspiring, what's the weather like somewhere where you wish you could be? So it's just writing about the weather. So I had the chance to write about how the weather impacts what Sarah has going on in her life. Another prompt, the unrequited love poem. How do you feel when you love someone who does not love you back? Now, Sarah Monroe took this opportunity to dig into an old box, a shoebox type thing that had old letters and photographs, old high school yearbooks. And she was pulling out, and if I remember the story correctly, she pulled out her yearbook and an envelope slid out of it. And on the envelope was written a letter to Sean Cassidy, or David Cassidy. I can't remember which Cassidy brother I ended up choosing. Or maybe it was Tony DeFranco or Bobby Sherman, Parker Stevenson. It was one of those teen heartthrobs way back. And Sarah had written a love note, a love poem to her teen heartthrob, promising life together would be glorious. Oh, yes, the joy and the magic of teenage crushes. And so this particular story was recapturing that moment of her youth. And I'll admit, that one was based on reality because when I was 14 or 15 years old, I wrote a letter to Leif Garrett, who was a teen heartthrob back then. Now, he's just not pretty to look at. Doesn't sound like he's had an easy life, made some good choices. No. But I did what Sarah had done in the story. I put it in the mail, sent it off, and it came back. Postage, there was no stamp on it, so it was just sent back. And I remember being the one checking the mail that day, and I was so mortified. And all I could think was, oh my gosh, what if one of my brothers or my sister or my mother or father had gotten the mail that day and had seen that I had sent a letter to Leif Garrett? Oh, it was horrible. And that memory came to me when this prompt said, unrequited love. What's a poem? And so I recaptured that story. So a lot of these Sarah stories are my stories. They've just been changed. They've been updated. And you as the reader, you're going to have to determine which ones are real and which ones are make-believe. And some of them I probably don't even know the answer to that either. So my bit of bravery today is sharing with you about Sarah Monroe. But here's the other part. I am also going to share the very rough first drafts of these stories. As I publish a new story, what I'm going to do is put out the offer for the first. A friend of mine does 10 people, and I'm going to follow Louisa's lead and say the first 10 people that either send me a private message or comment on that post, I'll send them a link to a copy of a Sarah story that I just written. I would love to get you involved. I would love you to meet Sarah. Each lesson, I try to have something that's meaningful, something that will make you stop, think, and appreciate your life just a little bit more. So that's what I'm doing now. Yes, it's scary to put it out there. But my goal, my hope, my plan, and Lord, please don't laugh at me for making this plan. Please support me and help me make it come true. My plan is to have a collection of 30 to 40 Sarah stories so that I can rewrite them, rework them, clean them up, make sure there are no inconsistencies, and have a complete book ready for publication next spring. My goal is to have a Sarah Monroe collection of stories published on my birthday of 2019. So it's May 1st, 2019. Yeah, wasn't quite sure I was going to announce that, but it's out there now. It's one thing I love about these Facebook Lives is it's real, it's out there. So that's what I have going on, and I hope that you will follow along with me and Sarah over the month of July. Have a great day, and I will see you soon.